Hi guys, I'm doing a little bit of a different video today. It's a TMI tag, and I'm doing this because I want to make sure the next video I do is really amazing, and I haven't really found a song that fits my voice and that I really enjoy yet. So in the meantime, here is this TMI tag with a couple of the questions changed or edited because I want to make sure these pertain to me. Some of them had nothing to do with my life, so here is the altered version of the TMI tag, and any of you can respond with yours if you want to. What are you wearing? I'm wearing just a pocket tee from Gap, and I'm wearing jeans from Loft. Favorite show? Favorite show is probably Anthony Bourdain, No Reservations, or Parts Unknown. I'm a really big Bourdain fan. How tall are you? I'm 5'6". I sometimes pretend and say I'm 5'6.5" to be closer in height to my sister, but I'm 5'6". OTP. I think my OTP will always be Jack and Rose from Titanic because I loved that movie since I was a little kid. That's my OTP. I don't really listen to bands, I listen to individual artists. So I think individual artists, I love Sufjan Stevens. His music is just incredible. And I love Ben Howard. And on Hindi music, I really love, obviously everyone should love Shreya Ghoshal. And male artists, I like Ankit Tiwari, Atif Aslam, Arjit Singh, everything everyone normally listens to. Something you miss. Something I miss is my childhood in India. It was really simple, and I think it was before the age of, tech craziness. So I think I miss being genuinely interested in things that had nothing to do with technology. I think kids nowadays are really obsessed with iPads and phones and gadgets and stuff like that. We used to play outside, so I miss being, tech-free. I miss my childhood. If I had to pick one song, my favorite song is probably The Dress Looks Nice on You by Sufjan Stevens. I also really love Waking Up to Further Away by Ben Howard. I also really like Love Is All by The Tallest Man on Earth. They're all very pretty guitar songs, so those three. How old are you? I am 21 years old. Zodiac sign. My zodiac sign is Pisces. I'm a fishy. I have 3 qualities I look for in a partner. One is intellectual curiosity. I think they have to be genuinely curious about the world and constantly seeking knowledge. 2, they have to be very funny. And 3, they have to be incredibly respectful of women. I think that's a quality sometimes people overlook, and I don't tolerate disrespect. So, those 3. Favorite quote. Favorite quote is, if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. That's by Desmond Tutu. I love that quote. I think it holds everybody accountable for being outspoken and being activists, and that we can't be silent in situations of injustice. I change this every 5 months, and I think my current favorite actor, I've always liked him, but I think I really like Farhan Akhtar right now. So Farhan Akhtar is my favorite actor. I enjoy watching movies with Varun Dhawan and Ranveer Singh, but Farhan Akhtar for sure. Favorite color. It's not a color, it's a shade. My favorite color is black. I think it's great. I think you can dress it up or down. It looks good on everybody. And it's slimming, so black. Loud music or soft? Soft. I love soft music. I'm not a fan of loud music. I can't handle loud music. I think it's because I have damaged my ears over the years by playing in bands and playing live shows, so I really prefer soft music. Where do you go when you're sad? I know exactly where I go when I'm sad. When I'm sad, I go to my bed and I curl up with my blanket. It's a very nice blanket, and then I just cry. Ever been in a physical fight? Oh, tons. I used to beat up my sister, and she used to beat me up too. So not with anyone else, just between us when we were kids. I think everybody does that with siblings. Deal breakers. Deal breakers, I've said it already, people who don't respect women. And I don't mean you sort of kind of respect women and you get it. I mean you have to really understand that women are your equals. People who don't treat women as their equals, I think, are awful. So it's a total deal breaker for me if you don't think women are equal to you in every way. The reason I joined YouTube was, well, first of all, I joined YouTube a really long time ago. I joined in 2007. I think I put up my first video about 8 years ago. And I joined because I liked singing, and I was a really young kid, and I wanted to sing a Miley Cyrus song, so that's where it started. A genuine fear of mine is disappointing my parents in any way. I think I'm really scared of upsetting my parents. That's a big fear. And I guess kind of a funny fear, I'm afraid of the dark. I'm completely afraid of the dark. If someone tells me to like go grab something from the basement and it's like past 9 o'clock, I get really scared. Startling noises and stuff in the dark just really freaks me out. I'm afraid of the dark. Last thing that made me cry was Grey's Anatomy. I have been watching the show again lately, and I watched an episode yesterday that made me cry a lot. I think it was when Torres and Arizona have the talk that she doesn't want a baby and, Callie does, and made me really sad. So that made me cry. I cry at everything. I told my sister I loved her fairly recently. It's pretty self-explanatory. My YouTube name is Hear Lisa Sing, so you can go to my YouTube channel to hear me sing. I'm a really bad reader. I don't read books. I read everything else. I read a lot of the news. I read magazines, like Time and stuff, but I don't read books. Last book I read was about 6 months ago. Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me by Mindy Kaling. It's a great book. I am not currently reading a book, surprise. I read a New York Times article this morning, so that was the last thing I read. Last show I watched was Grey's Anatomy. Season 6, I think episode 19 or something. Last person I talked to was my mom. She just called to make sure that I ate lunch. The relationship between you and the person you last texted. The last person I texted is one of my childhood best friends. Yeah, she's a really close friend of mine. Favorite food? I love food, so I'm gonna break it up into categories because I have a lot of favorites. Indian food, my mom's goat curry, so mansa thoda in Odia, that's a good one. I love street food, so pani puri, golgappe, all that, as long as it's spicy. Samosa, I love Punjabi samosa, they're so good. And American food, I love smothered cheese fries, like tons and tons of cheese on crinkle cut fries. It's really good. And Mexican food, I love authentic tacos. Real tacos on corn tortillas and with just lime and cilantro goes a long way. I'll stop talking because I'm going to keep going on and on about how much I love food. Place you want to visit. I have a few. I really want to go to New Zealand. I want to go to England because there's a lot of historical artifacts from India there, and I want to learn a little bit more about British colonial history. I want to go to Southeast Asia. I want to go to a string of places. I want to go to Burma, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, all of those for the food. I love food. Last place I was outside about 20 minutes ago in the back porch because it was really nice out. Do you have a crush? I have celebrity crushes. I don't have real life crushes. Probably because of Grey's Anatomy, Patrick Dempsey. I know it's outdated, and I know he dies. Everyone's told me already, but that's probably my current celebrity crush. Last time I was insulted was fairly recently, probably like a day ago. Somebody said something about how it's really easy for female singers to get popular and how men don't get any attention, and there's so many better male singers who are real instrumentalists, and I think that is just not fair. I work very hard, and even if you don't like the music I make, and that's fine, don't insult women. Don't insult the quality of work that female musicians put out. The only people who complain are people who either aren't good enough or are too scared to try. So unless you're putting out your own content, don't insult an entire group of women for being really great at what they do. I think women singers and women musicians and performers are on the top of their game right now. So that was the last time I was insulted. I hate sweets. I'm not a fan of sweets. I will eat everything and leave dessert. So if I had to choose, I like chocolates. I like individual chocolates, good handmade, real chocolates. and I like rasgulla. It's my favorite sweet. I play the guitar, that's it. And my voice, if that counts. Favorite piece of jewelry. I'm wearing it right now. These are earrings I wanted for 3.5 years before I got them. I always went to the store and I would always stare at them. And I finally got them. Last sport I played, I bike a lot, so I would consider that the last sport I played. If not, can't really think of a sport. Last song you sang. Last song I sang was Sun Raha Hai Na Tu, and I sang it this morning while I was walking around the house. Last time I hung out with anyone was the friend who was texting me earlier. And I hung out with my parents last night when we had dinner, so those are the last people I hung out with. That is the TMI tag. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope it can bide the time until I make some new music. I want to walk you through a little bit of the process of what it takes to make a new video for me. I do all of my own work. I practice about 100 times after I choose a song, and then I sit down and I do my own vocals, I do my own instrumentalization, I do my own harmonies, I do my own layering, and then I have to do sound editing and video editing separately. Then I have to actually publish it and market it, so it's a lot of work for one person to do, and that's why it takes a lot of time for me to make a video. But I will be quicker about it just as soon as I find the song I'm going to do next. I want to thank you guys so much for all of the comments you gave me last time, and the support has been incredible for this last video. So thank you very much, and keep watching. I hope I can have some music for you very soon. Bye!